Hello everybody, welcome back, thank you for tuning in. My name is Headlock. Today what I got for you is this door. It's a cool door. It's double-sided so you can't see any horrible slime or honey. There we go. It's 5 wide. You can have it as wide as you want. You can have it up to 6 tall. That's how big it is, not too big. Shall we get started? So what you want to do is you want to place down the edge of the door, so where it's going to butt up to. And you want to use some immovable blocks. So I'm just using Obsidian. Here we go. It has to be 2 wide, up to 6 tall. Then we dig our little canal. You want to dig it 13 blocks long. And it's just so the slime and honey don't stick to the floor and drag it along with it. Here we go. Now let's build the door. So we're going to do like a little Battenberg cake again. Slime and honey, just like this. Doesn't have to be in this order, but you get the picture. And then build the door. You can do whatever pattern you like, as long as it's using movable objects. I'm just using stone, because I think it's beautiful. So you'll have to tell me what you think of this video, if you want me to do anything else. Because I'm not sure if you're here for the Minecraft or the car stuff or what. So you'll have to let me know what you want to see, and I shall fulfill your wishes. I'm just building a little frame here, just to illustrate that's the corner where the door's going to close up to. Now let's work on the pulling mechanism. So this bit here, you have to copy it exactly, to be honest. You can't really swap out the honey and the slime, because honey blocks can't transmit redstone signal like slime can. So we're just putting some observers down here. These are going to activate the pistons to pull the entire door. It's a bit fiddly to get it placed correctly, to be honest, but it is what it is. Well, as you can tell, I'm not the best I'm not most accurate on the mouse and keyboard. Let's place these pistons. These are even more awkward, but it's doable. Plonk them down. Do double check that they're actually pointing into the door. There we go. Okay, now we want to pull these 3 segments all together with a little connective mechanism here. It's all nice and simple stuff. And now the final part of the machine is going to be the engine, the actual motor that powers it to fly backward and forward. Very standard design. There we go. Now do note, some of these obsidian blocks are in the wrong places because I cocked up during the recording. But they'll all get fixed. If you watch through to the end, then you'll see. Right, so what I'm doing here is I'm counting the 5 blocks of the door. Then I'm counting another 5 blocks because that's where the door's going to open to. And then if you look here, there's 2 extra blocks for pistons, so you want a 3rd block. So if you 2 more after that, so what does that make? 13, I think? You place a removable block. Hope that's understandable. You can watch the screen and count manually if it's easier. I didn't explain that overly well. But yeah, we're just adding blocks so this machine doesn't go too far back. We're now going, well, you can see what we're doing here. I'm not quite sure why I'm counted 5. I guess that's just you want it 5 further back than the previous removable block, don't you? And then 1 on top of that, so like 6 for the obsidian. And that's where I made the mistake. I went 7 instead of 6. But if you just copy this exactly, I'll figure it out at the end anyway. So we want our other observer somewhere on here. I'm just figuring out where's the best place for it. We actually do want it outside there. We don't want it underneath because it'll get in the way of a different movable block there. We don't want it on top. However, I'm going to put it on top because it's another mistake I made. You'll see it fixed, don't worry about that. The door pulls back, all working perfect. Now we want to work on... Oh, we're doing the rest of the frame, okie dokie. Place that on the front. And of course, putting these blocks here means that the obsidian frame on the left now is actually in the wrong place. So we're going to have to push it one block back if that door to close in that position. But we'll do that in a second. Here I've just seen, oh wait, I've figured out I've put the obsidian in the wrong places, so we'll fix that. But that's alright. We're going to put these here for now, just while we mess with the machine, because we don't want it all breaking. It's so annoying when it breaks, you have to rebuild the whole door, so we're just going to put those there for safety so the door doesn't move while we're putting these down. And now we're going to do a little redstone line going up these observers, because when we first send it off we want to push these front pistons first, otherwise the whole machine will just jam up. So it's a nice simple redstone line. We don't want any repeaters in between these observers because that would be very disastrous. So just a nice simple redstone line like this. I use slabs because it's more compact, you can stand them up. Easy as that. Do bear in mind you can't send signal down the slabs, but you can send them up them. Make sure you have your slabs on the top half, not the bottom half. Easy mistake to make. There we go, got it on both sides. Route them together, route them, whatever. Connect them, just like that. What am I doing here? I'm getting a button, of course, to open the door. So on this, I'm just getting a button on one side of the door, but if you connect another button to exactly the same input, it'll work completely fine. You can have as many buttons as you want, just wire up to this wire that I'm doing right here. It'll be perfect. Now, you do need a repeater, otherwise the machine will not work. Just a simple repeater right there. So it wants to be just before. Oh, hang on, that's my mistake. Oh, sorry, you do not need a repeater. That repeater there is only just to relay the signal, because the signal wouldn't be strong enough without it. So here I've forgotten, I've actually left the obsidian protection blocks in, so we're going to take them out now, we don't need them anymore. Now we're just going to quickly place this down, just a single tick, and get that gap in. If you take too long, it'll just push them and pull them back. Okay, now let us fix these obsidian placements. You don't have to use obsidian, you can use any immovable block. So furnaces are a good one because they're nice and cheap. Here you can see the door's closed, but if we want it to slot into the gap, we just have to pull those obsidian blocks back by one. Like that. And that'll just slot into your gap nice. Here, I'm moving the end obsidian in one. Not sure if I want to shut the camera there. There we go, move that one in one as well. Pull it back, and that is perfect. That's how you want it. You want a one block gap in between each of the little machines. Okay, so I'm just going to use redstone lamps. I like using lamps. They're easy to power. Unfortunately, I cocked up again. you want to make sure the lamp can't be moved. There we go. We're almost there. Send it back. No, I think we run a wire, don't we? Is that right? Yeah. No, we're moving the thing. We're compactifying. So you can have that observer there if you want. It doesn't matter, you can put this observer wherever you want as long as it faces into that block. I'm just moving the lamp to make it more compact. Make it easier to wire. On comes the wiring. Again, you actually don't need a repeater. If you are putting a repeater in, make sure it's in multiples of 2 ticks, because if it's 1 tick, the timing will be wrong. There we go. It worked. Now it's not going to close because the top lamp I put on is actually in the wrong place. So there we go, we're going to put the lamp on now. We're moving this observer just to make it easier to put the lamp on. You don't even have to use lamps, to be honest, I just like using them. You can use a piston, probably could just use a redstone wire if you wanted. But I'm going to use a lamp. And we put a floor in, use something like glazed terracotta. Because that is not going to get stuck to it. You don't want to use stone or anything like that. Anything either immovable or things like terracotta that just glide over will work fine. Don't forget to power your lamp properly and don't be an idiot like I was. And that's literally it. That's how you make your double wide door. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Let me know if you want to see anything else. Bye bye.